I'm very lucky to have a friend who is a legendary manager who's come to see us and talk to us. He started some of the most famous actors in Hollywood. Please put your hands together for Mr. Darryl Marshak.
Well, thank you. It's infectious.
It's just, I'm telling you, I take them whenever I get out of my room, you know, in the morning. You walk out in the bedroom, they're like, yeah, it's like, wow. You can take them, they can travel if you want them. What's interesting is the fact that, first of all, I want to thank you for coming here on a weekday.
On a rainy one day out of the week.
Yeah, one day.
When my car is in the shop, thank God someone loaned me a car. I was going to go rent one.
So, but he was going to come here, which is an amazing...
Hell or high water.
That's right. I mean, the idea is that Darryl and I are working on an incredible project together, which I'm so honored to be part of, which is something he's really spearheading to work, I guess, in China. We can say that. We're going to open up China and to go and grab some of those people. Because he believes that we're here to save one soul at a time, one artist at a time. And that's how you do it. And Darryl has been here for a long time. Darryl, before we continue, can you just mention some of the actors that started with you when they were young? I know some of them, but please tell them.
Oh, God, so many. Hilary Swank, Leonardo DiCaprio. You know, I've resurrected people from Seymour Cassell to Donald O'Connor to... you know, I've always worked in a team. It's just not me with my Svengali, you know, touch. It's really, I've always had a team with me. And without a team, you know, without mentors and without people with you, but, oh God, Ernie Hudson.
You have a lot of people. And I know when you see even Leonardo DiCaprio, he always remembers you and always talks to you about it. Because you gave him his first start. Yeah,
well, Leo didn't want to do Gilbert Grape because there was no lines in it. And when he, you know, he went like this to the script, he says, nothing in it. I said, sometimes acting is not talking, it's listening. Like in real life. If you're really interested in somebody, are you going to listen to him or are you going to get on your phone? Hopefully you're going to listen to him. And that kind of thing, and we made a bet for $100 that if he did the film, I thought he might get like a Drama Critics Award. And, you know, I have the $100 bill framed in my house. But I've worked with a lot of great actors, Deborah Ann Wall, True Blood, younger ones, older ones. I wish I wasn't prepared to brag.
No.
Okay? I was hoping that you would all have my bio. It's all online.
No, the bio is online, and we all know about you. But what we don't know is what is the making of a great actor? What do you see when you've met those people? What are some of the things that they could write down? What are some of the ingredients that you notice of great actors?
Okay, so here's Leo in the trailer on Gilbert Grape playing video games, right? And knock on the door. It's the first AD, says, come on. Leo looks at me, he says, you want to go? I said, yeah. And he puts in this brace, which kind of gave him a little hairlet, right? And he just went as Leo, the kind of, you know, challenged kid out to the set. He didn't do, you know, preparation or anything. Not that anything's wrong with preparation. He just was himself. And I saw your cohort, Sandra, directing, and she just said, just be you. What happens when someone comes and says hello to you? And I saw that, and I thought, that's it. There's an ease and comfort, for me, that works as an actor. And listen, there are many people that say, oh, you need to prepare and stay in character. And I'm sure all of that works. But for a guy like me, I didn't go to Yale drama and then Juilliard. I didn't do any of that. So what I know is, I mean, I like when I see an actor that their first time and they're just there. You just feel them. You know, and Bernard said something to me which was so special. I said, well, how do you work with people that English is their second language? He said, well, work. He says, they feel it. And I went, God, that's it. That's what I like to see. And when people would come into my office, and like Jessica Lundy, and she's her career, I don't know where it is now, but she came in, and I knew right away. I would know, like right when they step through the door, and you say, well, how do you know? If someone is just comfortable in their skin, and I get nervous, I go to an award show, I'm like, like today I got dressed, I made a thing, and I was like, oh, I want to do good for Bernard. But if I'm just comfortable in my skin, and I just talk from here, like I think an actor should do, that's only my opinion, I'm not an expert.
And that's exactly what we teach, by the way. You are an expert.
Okay, but that's what I like. And by the way, it works if you're a lawyer, it works if you're a casting director. I mean, you meet some of these casting directors and they're like, oh, and you go, how can I be? This guy's making me so nervous. But then there's casting directors that, like Bonnie Timmerman, you come in, it's like, yeah, come on, let's do it. And there's certain people that make you feel comfortable.
April Webster usually comes.
Oh, April Webster is just, you want to hug her afterwards. I wouldn't do it, but it's that you feel a camaraderie, and it's being, in the world and kind of pushing aside that fear, because we all have the fear. As an agent, I was scared shitless of like, what if they don't like my people? What if they don't like me? And my ego got there. But once I just asked stupid questions, love stupid questions. And I was really honest, like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Chekhov? You mean jerk off? Chekhov? What is that? But you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, well, let me teach you. And it's just, there's something, an ease and comfort that I think you got to start with.
Well, the ease and comfort is getting comfortable with you. It sort of takes a lifetime for some people to get comfortable with themselves. And until you get to that circle. And I think that everybody in this industry starts thinking, what do I have to be to succeed? What kind of an actor do I have to be something else? And what I want the best part of you.
You just have to be.
Yes, and I want you to be the open, happy be. It's not just be whatever, but be all of you. A minute ago, we were doing this incredible exercise, and they were totally alive, and they were totally awake, and that's what I want to see all the time. And that's what we pay for. And you're like that. That's who you are as a person. Because it's when you can just be, that's you. You're authentic.
I hide under the bed, too, a lot, or lock my door, don't answer my phone. It happens, but I think we come in waves, and some of the greatest auditions are the ones where, the cold ones, you got to be there at 5 o'clock today. Can you do it? Ah! Yeah, they show up, and they just show up, and they do it, and they wing it, and whatever. And I tell people, never memorize your lines. I mean, you can memorize them, but always hold your piece of paper, like you didn't like you're doing the best you can, and you're really doing well. But then they go, well, what if he didn't have the paper or she didn't have the paper? Wow, what would they do then? Because if you go in there without the paper, they go, this is as good as they get. You're being judged all the time. All the time. Everyone's looking at you. Like I said, you walk through that door, now I can tell when someone's a little shy or nervous or tentative, but if it comes from a real place, and I hope I'm not being too airy-fairy.
No, it's very specific to that. No, go ahead.
It's really important just to, trip, make a mistake. That's one thing that I used to say on this guy, Tommy Hinckley. Him and Bill Maher did a show before Bill Maher was Bill Maher on HBO. And Tommy was like an actor that didn't know, protocol. He didn't know what you do in audition. And I remember he tripped over during, this audition that was a final audition. And he said, oh, I'm sorry. And, and people just found it endearing. Not to say you got to fake a trip and to fall on your face, but, he didn't worry about his shoe was untied and, his shirt was out. And he was just himself. He prepared, he did the best he could, and he got the role. So that's what I look for. When I work with people, I just did a movie called My Dinner with Eric Roberts, and we have in parentheses, Julia's brother. And the reason I did it is this doctor, Dr. Rico Simonini, great cardiologist. Anyway, he's always talking, and I've seen some of his work, and he tries so hard. But when I sit with him, he's talking about the cells coming out of your eyeballs and how the heart goes, and I'm going, Rico, this is you. I say, you ever seen My Dinner with Andre? Who has seen My Dinner with Andre?
It's a movie about two people having dinner.
That's it. Two people having dinner. One's an actor, and the other one's like a director.
Yeah.
But that's not important because the actor is like depressed and his girlfriend and he's like nervous coming in. And the other one is invited him to dinner and he's just excited. And it gets infectious. And I said, Rico, I want to do My Dinner with Andre with you. So we did My Dinner with Eric. And I got to tell you, Rico, out of all his work, this shines. It shines. And I was watching Sandra, right? The director. Where's your assistant?
She went downstairs.
Okay, anyway, I was watching her direct, and I'm going, now, we didn't have a director. Eric's wife and myself directed. I don't know, directed. We just kind of said, here, go that way. And I had cards, and it was a lot of improvisational, kind of like Curb Your Enthusiasm, but not that outrageous. And I just saw, when you let people go, I mean, there is an art to being a casting director. There is an art to being like Bernard. I come here, every time I've come here, everybody has a fucking grin from ear to ear. They're energetic. And I know maybe you go home and sit with your 45 by your head and go, I hate life. But while you're here, you're all so attentive and so bright-eyed. And if we can take that in the world, whether it's on a date, whether it's at Thanksgiving with, in Mississippi with your, the parents that are on the other side of the aisle, wherever it is, you can just be with them and let them have their opinions and their craziness and all of that and just unconditionally love them. I'm talking.
Let's hear for Darryl. You're totally right. Well, let's hear for him.
I was complimenting you. I was saying that you were bringing, you were just saying, forget about the 1940s and that you're a nun. Well, a guy buys you flowers, what does that do to you?
Yeah, that's right.
It makes you, when someone buys me flowers, I go, oh my God. It's just, and you know what? And you know how kids are? I still am a kid. Yeah. I was in China, and I remember, everyone's kind of, they're culturally very, everyone's kind of, they're opening up. And we went and ate frog. It was a frog place, and they were doing a dance outside. And I went in and I started dancing with them. It went all over their internet. And it was like, I had to do it. They were all dancing. Give me my paper back. He's getting rid of my paper.
No, I'm not getting rid of it. I just wanted to let
you want to ask me some more questions?
No. First of all, one of the things that I talk about a lot, and you're a perfect example of that, is that one of the secrets of success is never, ever grow up. Because what happens is growing up is a different thing. It's the fact that you've lost your childhood. You don't really dream anymore. Kids find everything possible. So I'll show you what 4-year-olds is. So I want you to raise your hand really quick when I ask a question, okay? Who here thinks they could sing? Right, put your hands down. Faster even. Who thinks they can dance? Yeah, put your hands down. See, those kids are right there. Now when I ask you, you go, like, sing? I don't know if I can do it. It's like it's all about no. One of the things that we're doing, I'm actually doing a class in Venice.
Yeah.
I'm doing a class starting next week.
Wear your galoshes.
I will, yeah. Just the water's out. So the thing about Venice is that I say, okay, we're all going to go singing. I think some people go like, oh, I don't sing. And I like, what do you mean you don't sing? Or we're looking for Pavarotti? I just said, come to learn how to sing. Now, is that a 4-year-old saying, oh, I don't sing. I'd like to sing with you. Kids just sing. And it's not that good? Well, then get some lessons. But there isn't a person on the planet that doesn't like to sing. But someone took that away from you. A lot of people have that taken away from them. So we're learning to get to singing and dancing, and the great performance of the Joker, which is my favorite, Joaquin's performance.
I'm going to watch that tonight.
Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible. It's one of its best acting performance. So there's singing, there's dance, there's all kinds of things, because we were born to entertain, and to be an entertainer is to do everything. And we love singing and dancing. Everybody loves it.
I want to jump on what you said about, what, like, we're taught we can't sing. How about we're taught we can't ask stupid questions? We can't, it's not polite to do, I mean, I have manners, but I still kind of do cry. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know if that was, you're not supposed to say this or that. And sometimes we just say it. And, and I think if we do it with a sincerity, that it's okay. And this is what we're doing right here now. I know nothing about acting. I have been in the business for longer than all of you been alive. I started at 18, and I'm way over 50. So that should give you an idea. And most of the time as an agent. And I had dreams when I first started in this business. I wanted to be a filmmaker. But, you had to be a writer, they said. You had to do this, they said. And, blah, 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 blah. And big producers said, Darryl, you'd be a better agent. Well, I was an agent / manager. I jumped around in the end there for a bit. And I've always felt a little alien because I didn't know how, like I saw these agents at these big companies and in these suits, and they were so intimidating and I wanted to be there. And I got there. And I was on the suit and, made sure there were the product stuff and blah, 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 blah. But there's something freeing when I finally let go. Now, maybe it was a mixture of therapy and 12-step and whatever. All of the Gestalt and SD form, all the stuff. It all helped. But it was about tearing down to get to the kids next door. I mean, there should be before you go home, you should all go and just look inside. They're all jumping around and everyone's...
No, everything was possible when you were young.
Yeah.
And...
really young.
Well, no, but the future belongs to the young. It doesn't belong to the old. And I have to tell you that I meet a lot of people who are 20, 22, and I feel like they're grandparents. Because it's all like, don't do this and don't do that and be careful of that. And there's nothing they can really do. But as you know so many great actors, but they're all successful ones are young. They're all young in mind. But those are the people creating the new things. Tell us a little bit of 3 things that you would say, actors that arrive in LA, what are 3 things that actors should do if they come to LA? What are 3 pieces of advice that you think you would give?
Well, and I thought about that, about the class. Like, you guys are all coming, there's a lot of we represent a lot of different communities around the world.
As I said, we have 36 actors from 20 countries.
Okay, so I just didn't want to put it that specifically, but I've been thinking about this, and I either heard it in a movie or someone said it in passing, but it's 90% perspiration and 10% inspiration. Now think about that for a minute. You cannot make any mistakes. And especially today, we live in such an exciting time. We're not looking at the blonde, blue-eyed, handsome guy with the... we got little guys, short guys, heavy-set guys. We got girls that are not, like Bombshell,
Right,
3
gorgeous.
blonde.
All
We
different
got
types.
real people. We have many different platforms.
Right.
All of these platforms, from YouTube to Netflix to Hulu to whatever, and all the stuff. And we have so much opportunity today. So if you feel that you want to say something, and it really is, like, some people maybe go into more, they want to be like Spalding Gray, storytellers that, and they're not really want to act per se, or they somehow segue into hosting, and not to be a pitch man, but I'm talking about really being a real guy, you see Jimmy Kimmel or Stephen Colbert, or, they're just, you want to invite them into the, because they bring it in. So I believe that you go and you can put yourself out there in any way. I used to tell people before all of these platforms and social media was around, like Facebook Live, and I love all that stuff. Not that I watch, just too much stuff to watch. I have more playlists, cue lists. You know, like I go and I spend an hour on Netflix and I choose all the stuff and then I'm tired and I go to sleep. It's like I want to watch all of this. You know, I tape all this stuff, and then I spend a lot of this time deleting it. I had like you know, Citizen Kane and Marty, and I had all from AMC, and then I went to I wanted some action movies. I love action movies, by the way. I love a real good like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I love Jason Statham. You know, I think he's real. I think he's a real action hero. And, you know, he's sexy and he's real and he's got the action, you know, that kind of thing. Anyway, passion. But the passion is, for me, it's there, but you have to act on it. Faith without works is dead. You got to act. And I'm not saying act like, you just got to go out and do it.
The word act means action.
Action.
Action. They in America, we yell, and action, not and talk. It's about action. And the action forces you to speak or do anything, but the action is the key.
I used to tell all my actors, you go in for an audition, self-tape it before you go in. So just in case you get nervous, you fuck up, something happens, you throw it on the desk, you go, here, you got it. I just was so nervous, and I've seen people get nerved out of the room, you know? Let me just say this.
Keep going.
Curiosity. I love curiosity. Get curious. You know, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I always get curious and want to know how and what, and is this work, and can you do that? Or if you can't, fuck it, I'm doing it. I mean, I shot this movie, I'm not going to tell you, I shot it in a day. I had 5 cameras going. Eric Roberts thought I was insane. Now, he's a legitimate guy, right?
Yep.
And Rico just let me go, you know, he thought, but we shot and I see what we got. And I said, move the cameras. Like 2 of the cameras, they were nervous, you know, they wanted the tripods and the thing. I said, most of the cameras we're using are the ones that are moving around. So it's okay to break the rules, because I don't think there are any rules anymore. I think the rules are, is it accessible? Like, can you really see what's going on with that person doing whatever they're doing? Whether it's doing a scene or, you know, sometimes, you know, you see a movie and you, like I just saw Motherless Brooklyn. You know?
How is that?
Oh, God. You know, and listen, I'm not a big fan of him, but I love his work. It's weird, you know, because I meet these people in a social setting and they go, oh, hi. You know, and I want to go, you know, but you know, and so I've had my run-ins, you know, with people, and I try to divorce that, but I watched it and I loved it. And he played Tourette's. You know what Tourette's is? You know, they go, I'm just talking to you, you're a beautiful fucking bitch. I think you're such a nice lady. And he does that all through the movie.
He created that character.
It's really hard to watch, but after I let myself go. By the way, that's a good one, to let yourself go into some of these things. And when I was doing this film, I was so nervous. And we were supposed to shoot like in a month from the time. And they said, he's doing a movie. You got to do it tomorrow. And I went, okay. And I got my team together and we did it. You know, and that's where I came, the ease and comfort. Hey, I'm not saying you shouldn't have a plan. It's always good to have a plan. You get an audition, try to read the script. Try, because, you know, we're in a collaborative art. Like when you do a scene, you can't just do a scene and not listen to the other person. You can't do a scene and not look at Bernard. You cannot do and be in that without Bernard's participation. So when you do an audition or you go for a part or you're doing something that you're producing for 5 cents, you're doing it with other people. You got a cameraman, and if I get up and do this, he doesn't have me anymore. He's going, a fucking guy, where's he going? You want to be part of it. You really want to be part of it. So it's good to be cognizant of our cameraman and Sandra, our director. Am I doing okay? I don't. Okay, I want a little direction. and maybe I'm talking too much.
No, you're never talking too much.
I'm overbearing.
No,
Poor Bernardi has a list of questions. Why'd you bring
no.
this? By the way,
You're the star today, Mr. Darryl Marshak. Let's hear it for him.
Okay, you know, I talk about education. I'm not an educated guy. I barely graduated high school. I went to City College. I went to night school. I went to day school. I went to private classes, public. You know, I never got a degree.
Well, then.
But I know shit that a lot of you don't know. Because I devour it. I still devour, and the older I get, the more I devour.
The hungrier you become.
I have the Alexa, I have the Google, I have the cable, I have the all the platforms, and I am trying to devour it. You know, I watch every late night show. And I only watch the first 10 minutes, the monologue, and they're, like Seth Meyers, and, I want to see what they're talking about the world, and they're talking about, the current stuff. But education, reading. I'm a member of the Academy, right? And it took me 4 tries to get in. And when they let me in, I go, what if they find out? What if they find out I'm a fraud? I still do it. I called the Academy yesterday because I wanted tickets to the Oscars, and I said, oh, God, I didn't get in on the last 4, it's a lottery. And I keep thinking, what if they find out who I really am? Well, I hope they do. Because at this point in my life, I don't give a fuck.
Let's hear for that!
Yeah! When I was in China, I went into a bookstore, and I immediately went to the philosophy. I saw they had Asimov. I saw they had The Catcher in the Rye. They had The Godfather. And I go, well, it's not such a bad communist country. It's got books, Now, I'm kind of well-read about, reading half a book, but just... And I get all these magazines, and they're all there. I'm leaving them all for you because I'm just having them pile up in my house. But again, that's education. That's going back, because then you see what deals are being made, what they're making, and then you see people like who did Us, the director that did Us. Come on, guys. Jordan Hill. So Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele? Yeah. And the other guy, and he's acting a lot. The other guy, and Jordan is directing a lot. And these are 2 guys that were on TV forever on some little show on Comedy Central. Nobody's watching. And so it's important to keep up with that. What's Mr. Robot? What the hell is that? Or, or should I go see Little Women and I don't watch TV?
You need to watch every type of show.
You got to watch everything.
To be in the business, you need to know what's going on.
You got to watch TV, film, internet, Facebook Live. There's shows on Facebook Live that I want to watch. And it's great. And Jeffrey Katzenberg. Does everyone know who Jeffrey Katzenberg is? SKG DreamWorks. Jeffrey Katzenberg has put all his money on red, or on the 00 when you play roulette, and it's called Quibi. Quibi. Does anyone know who Quibi is? Nobody knows who Quibi is. Quibi is, he did it with this lady. I never thought he'd get together because he's like a real lefty Democrat, and the lady who ran for president on the Republican ticket. Anyway, they're partners, and they make content, 5-minute content. They got Spielberg. They have all of the great directors working for them.
Wow.
5-minute pieces for your phone. Because, as you know, in Europe, what is everyone doing? They're all watching their shit on their phone. That's what they're doing. I can't help that. I don't go to theaters anymore. Well, I do go to the theater, but it's hard to get my fat ass out of the house and go to the theater because I have a 75-inch TV that has all this stuff, and I make believe I'm in my own little theater. So there's all of this ways that we're entertaining people. And not to say that, hey, man, I want a career like Leo or Brad or Donald Glover, all those great guys. Does everyone watch Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I love the people, and sometimes I go, oh, guys, you weren't, like last week, they weren't concentrating. It wasn't funny for me, but I love the fact that they rotate the people, and then the people go off and they blossom. I love Kenan Thompson. I'm just so great. Wait, hold on. Magazine, blogs. You know, I try to read a little blog. There's only 24 hours in the day. You know, and yeah, you want to specialize, you know, and you want to do Shakespeare and Chekhov and whatever, you know, well, then that's a whole other thing, you know, and you can go do dinner theater all around the country and probably all around the world, right?
I've done dinner theater. I know all about that.
And so I'm saying that it's not, there's nothing bad anymore. And what's so exciting is we don't have to, you know, there's not this stereotypical, you know, type that has to make it. I love the people. Who watches, fuck, was it on Showtime about the guy, the fixer? Come on. Ray Donovan. Yeah. Look at the people on that show. Those are real people, and they're so great. And so, you know, with those shows, and then the kids shows, and the Disney shows, and we have Disney Plus now, and you know, and Apple Plus. I didn't do that yet. Anyway, wait, hold on. Human rights. I just think we all have to respect each other. It's really an important part of it all, because once you can really respect somebody, you know, even watching this Motherless Brooklyn with the Tourette's. I mean, there are people. I know people with Tourette's. And at first you go, what? That guy's looking at me and saying nasty things, like on the side. Hold on. Ask for help. I still ask for help.
You still ask for help?
I still ask for help. I was the medical insurance thing here in the States. It's due the 7th. And, you know, I just don't know. I don't know. I asked everybody. You know who helped me? My ex-girlfriend helped me because she sells freaking insurance in Sherman Oaks. She helped me. She was the last person I asked, but I had to ask someone. I just had to get one more. I just had to learn because I wasn't comprehending it. Mentoring. Mentors are so important. Even someone that doesn't know much more than you do, but they lift you up. I mentor a few agents still. I mentor agents, and I tell them, you know, it's like I was with one just before, and he gave me some breakdowns to bring. You all know what breakdowns are. You don't need to see that stuff. Words are powerful. Words. You know, and if you have nothing nice to say, just watch your words sometimes. I think, you know, they can be really hurtful. And that's why texting. Oh, my God. I text like a lunatic. But it's important to watch how you text because, you know, God, does that mean? I just said that there was a leak in the roof of me. It's like, so, and those are words transmitted through text, at least emails. And I know now we can dictate, so you can kind of put the nuance in the way you have a nice smile. This one has a nice smile right here. I know.
Yeah, she's 17.
Hey, dress for success.
17.
Okay?
Smile, everybody.
Okay? I dressed up today. Now, it was pouring with rain. I don't have my car. I got a backpack. I'm taking all this stuff, and I'm a little fat, you know, from China, and then nothing fits, but I brought a nice jacket. I left the raincoat in the car, but because I was speaking to Bernard's masterclass, and I wanted to show respect. And you show respect to, he ain't paying me. I'm here because I want to be here. Manners. We talked about manners and praise. I always praise people, and not phony praise. Oh, that was great. No. No, if there's something I like, I make sure I say it. You know, there was a guy in my house, and I have a wall. I built a little apartment. I'm kind of a little real estate empire but I have a little room, and we were in the kitchen. It was early, and he said to me, this is one of my guys that I work with, and he said, "Oh, should I be quiet?" And I kissed him. I said, "Really? You're the first guy," because I always think that, and I don't tell the people that he was being considerate, and he was really respecting that.
Well, he cares about someone other than themselves.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Finding the other person more interesting than you is one of the secrets of acting. When you act, you have to find the person more interesting than you, then you're interested in them. Usually more people are concerned about themselves.
Yeah, well, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah,
Sometimes you're like, I'm the best.
No, but that's what happens when you find other people. But I also noticed with some of the actors and some of the stars is that when they're talking to you, you're like the only one they're talking to. They're like just really there.
Yeah.
They find you more interesting than what they're doing, and they're doing everything, but they want to know who you are.
Yeah.
But as you have said, it's not in this town, it's not who you know, but who would want to know you is the secret. So if you're a fascinating, incredible person, they're going to want to know you. They're going to know who you are. But if you are not that fascinating, they really don't care. You know, and I think that's really one of the secrets.
When you walk into a room, you light it up. Like we saw each other at JoJo Dancer, not JoJo Dancer, JoJo Rabbit. There was a JoJo Dancer with Richard Pryor, but I'm dating myself. But he lights up a room, and I said, Bernard! You know, and certain people, you know, like you're at a party, and everyone's like, ooh, you know, and someone walks in and goes, is this the party? Who are you? You know,
I like being at the party. But you have the same thing, too.
I do, and I don't know it. You know, I was with my therapist this morning, and I was going, am I really, you know, anyway. Culture, respect people's culture, you know. When I went to China, I was very respectful of them. The only thing I didn't do, I didn't want to fuck up Shinshi. What is it? I didn't know how to say thank you in China. I could.
Do we have somebody?
I'm sorry. Oh, Japanese, but Chinese. But all I did was go, I'm an American, and I say thank you very much. And they go, oh, thank you very much. And they would say it back to me. I communicated with everybody. And you know what? Through my interpreter. Like, I was there because I'm like a cultural ambassador for this company. It's a long story. I won't go into it. But I was with my handler, as it were. And I said, I don't want to see Beijing Street and go shopping. Everything you have here, I have at home. Don't you know anybody that does photographs or sings or... So she calls this guy, her brother. They take me outskirts of Guangzhou to this old Soviet-style building, and there are people filming over in their little sets, and they're doing things, and nobody speaks English. And I'm going, hi from LA! They go, but the owner of the studio took me in, and like we had a tea ceremony, and nobody spoke a word of English. I had the best conversations in the world. And I did it in 1980. I went to France. I went to the Cannes Film Festival in 1980. And I swear to God, I started hanging out with people that didn't speak a word of English then. And I remember we had so much fun. I don't know what they said.
Well, you know what? It doesn't really matter because you connect heart to heart. Everybody gets Darryl Marshak. Let's hear it for him.
You know what he said to me? Am I taking too much time?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. You know what he said to me the other day? I said what he said about the heart thing. And I was talking about it with my therapist, and I said, I've been in therapy all my life, but I said, this guy Bernard said, they hear your heart. They don't hear what, you know, you got to get an agent, you got to get a manager, you got to do this, you got to do that. You know, and then you do it all. Then you get resentful. By the way, don't get resentful. You're going to be rejected and schmagected and to shut the door, and they're not going to look at you. Just go, hey, whatever.
And those are on the good days.
Those are the good days, you know? God, they were so nice to me when I met them, and now they won't pick up a call.
Right.
They don't return my call. But it's okay. You just keep calling. There's this guy out of Cincinnati, drives me fucking crazy. He always has a deal for me. And I listen, and the last time I was about to go shoot my dinner with Eric, I said, why don't you just find me some money for this movie? Because I was paying for it out of my own pocket. 2 days later, I got a check for $10,000. He went and found money for him. So you never know where it's going to come from. You don't, you know?
It's a miracle. It's called a miracle.
It's called a miracle. Yeah, I don't, there's a saying, I don't believe in miracles, I rely on them. Love that. Charity, character, charity, you know? I don't have to go into that. You know what having character is. You know what charity is. I'm not talking about giving guys, homeless people money. That's fine, but charity and acting.
Actually, right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. caring about the other person and caring about other people. One of the things about acting, which I love the most, is that it teaches you, great actors all have empathy.
Empathy. Empathy. Oh my God, with my school friend, I said, you have no empathy. What do you mean? He knows what the dictionary definition is, but now you can have too much and you can be like one of those people that says yes to everything and then you become you get worn out after a while, but empathy.
Empathy.
Oh my God, just to feel, and that's your feeling comes out, you know? Hey, when I first saw E.T., I had to pull over after the movie and I started crying. E.T. I can, phone home.
Because they remind you of your relatives? Is that what it is?
I didn't know my relatives are all renegades.
You have to phone home? You need to phone home.
It was just, but the meaning of phone home.
No, it means the fact there's a home.
There is a home. There's someone you love. It doesn't have to be your family. It could be your friend that you...
You need someone that is loving you and you're waiting for you and cares about you.
Yeah.
Because we're born, you can't be happy alone. You need to love and to be loved.
Yeah.
And so when you have someone to phone home and to help that, why don't you hug the person next to you right now? Everybody hug somebody. You're so amazing.
Oh, stop it.
I'm not telling you, you're so amazing. You're so full of energy. You bring so much light to these people. I'm telling you, it's a blessing having you here. It's great.
Thank you. Okay, I'm almost done. Almost done. Wait.
This is the first. He's done.
Self-talk. Don't let that shit get to you, okay? It's like cancer, self-talk.
Negative self-talk.
Negative self-talk. I'm sorry, I want to justify it. But sometimes, when you kind of like cheerful matter-of-factness, boom, 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 you got to be considerate and have empathy and all that. But, that self-talk, I can't do it. I was just with that, we went to the Apple Pan with this agent friend of mine. And he said, I can't do this, I can't do that. I'm teaching his agents. I'm going, be the first one on their mail and the last one on their email. Don't submit during the middle of the day. I'm going all out. And I'm going to speak to you. I'm saying, God, I'm shooting my load before that. Okay, the power of celebrity. You see what happened. Like, we didn't know that this was happening. Before, you just had to be a great actor and and But today, we have people that are becoming presidents because they're on TV, right? And I'm not talking about Trump. President Zelensky he was on a TV show and he became president, right?
He was playing the president on a TV show of Ukraine, and then he actually became the president of Ukraine.
What's that about? But so the power of media is so powerful, and it can be, and you can misuse it, and it can be misused, and we can mistake it for the real thing. And sometimes media personalities are not Meryl Streep, right? Or there's so many great young actors that I'm not saying that are great. So many. I see so much great talent. I go, that's. I watched Game of Thrones. I was like, they kept talking about that coffee cup. I go, I didn't see any coffee cup. I loved it. And I caught on to that late, and I caught on to Breaking Bad late. It was like I had to devour it over weekends.
We had Bryan Cranston here.
I used to handle Bryan Cranston, and it was during his soap opera days. Ray Liotta, I forgot to mention those guys. But anyway, all those. So, even Boris Johnson, of the UK, he was, look at him. When he was mayor, he was on a tripwire, all like a
lot
duck.
of media, yeah, he was big on media.
But the thing is that these guys are using it for their political thing, and I'm not saying you got to go run down the street naked to get famous, but I'm saying that media is powerful, and a lot of people say, I wouldn't do that. Oh, well, these guys didn't. They became presidents. And
I have some interesting, an agent said, that if you are an actor, and on Facebook and this, don't post your lovely sandwich or your meals, because what are you doing? You're trying to promote that you're a chef or something? You have to think about, a lot of people put down their sandwich and they've been here and here's my working out. What are you trying to promote? So that was a very good point that, I didn't speak enough about. The people are promoting, they're putting I had this lovely, beef burger, whatever. This is what you're pushing? I mean, everything you put out is someone, you know.
It can hurt you. It hurt me. I didn't know what, I was just kind of the kid next door going, you know, someone said I did something, I showed my ass and they banned me from, I said, kiss my ass. I did crazy stuff. I don't use it anymore, but I look at it and once in a while I post like, you know, went to China, you know, I do it. You know, it's like sometimes you got to learn how to drive before you drive. And I think you got to learn about social media. Like I'm on Twitter and I just, you know, sometimes I put out a little statement and that's it. But like once a month or I'm afraid of it because it's so powerful. It really is powerful. I'm more of a storyteller. I love telling stories. Wait a second. Learn and understand about your opposition. So, you know, if you go around going, fuck, I can't get an agent. I can't get that producer on the phone. Learn about what they are going through, you know? Think about all the calls that they're taking and all the stuff and all the
problems on the other side, yeah.
Yeah, just learn about what they're doing and have a little empathy for them. And then maybe you'll understand how to approach. And that's what I did. I learned about all my, you know, like when I would say a word and it didn't come out right, and they go, oh, that's not what you mean. You know, you said that wrong. It was like, oh God, I'm devastated. But I learned about my opposition and I worked my way into the world of, you know, the big shots. But I found out I didn't want to be a big shot. I want to be me. You know, whatever that is, it's going to be until I'm, you know, 6 feet under. Social media, Quibi, I mentioned that. Facebook Live, communication, color, Wait 1 second, is it back? Did I get it there? Oh, wait, there's 3 more. Three more. And I bought all those varieties and reporters. Just look at them. I'm not saying study them, but just see, you know, there's deals and there's bursts and there's TV and there's film and there's, you know, social media and box office and dumb things. There's one in the Hollywood Reporter. Did I really say that? It's a page, right? And it's all the stupid things that celebrities and big actors say, like really foot and mouth disease. I had foot and mouth disease. Oh my God, when I was young. Showcasing your talent. I mean, if you have talent, you got to showcase it. Right. And if you only think you got to showcase it in an audition, you're wrong. And if you think you only have to showcase it in an A movie and not that C movie that you found on Craigslist, you're wrong. Because a lot of those guys are now A movie makers, you know, and all the $100 a day Jordan Peele, when he did his little skits, are now his friends, and he's using them in films. You know, it's like in Motherless Brooklyn, Ethan Suplee. He's a big, heavy-set guy. He was in American History X with him. And this guy was not an actor per se. Maybe he had great training because I don't know him, but he's in this movie as his sidekick. And I'm going, so it's important to keep, you know, your contacts and your...
Develop your relationships, meet people, get out there, and have a personality we want to know. That's the key.
2 more things. Inner peace, you know, if you're hurting and the thing, go work it out somewhere. Go find it, you know. If you're fucking addicted to something, get rid of it. If you're having problems with your parents, work it out. Forgiveness. Find that world, wherever it is. Oh, I still hate my best friend because he made fun of me when I was in front, you know, whatever. You know, or they called me, blah, blah, blah. I think it's important that you have to have that just, and it comes with the ease and comfort, you know, it's forgiveness. You know, my son didn't invite me to his wedding. I let it go. 2 months later, he calls me up. Hey, Dad, what are you doing? I went to Thanksgiving. He calls me every day now. He's working at you know, we're best friends now. So the arcs happen, you know. I'm still trying to get friendly with my ex-wife. I want to be her friend. We spent 30 years together. God damn it. We had some great times. Just because we got divorced doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Anyway, healthcare, movement. I'm not saying you have to go buy a Peloton or go join the health club. Walk your fucking dog. I got a dog. I walked it this morning. I walked 2 miles. and I talk to the dog.
The dog is exhausted.
Exhausting. How much exhausting is this?
That dog is in such good shape. Stop walking.
Look, he hears all my shit.
Stop with the walking.
Anyway, pay attention to your health. I like bagels and cream cheese. I could eat them 24/7.
Absolutely.
But you got to have a little green and a little, Beyond Meat, a little bit, Experiment a little. I ate everything in China, I was like, okay, chicken feet. I hate bones. But it was great, I see why people like it. Movement, just keep moving. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got.
Darryl Marshak! We have had many guests here, but we've never had anyone like you.
Say that to all the guys.
No. We've never had. I tell you, you've brought such joy, such passion, such excitement that you've shared with us, and I will not be able to thank you enough because you really made my day. Let's hear it for the one, the only, Mr. Darryl Marshak!
And I want to thank all of you for listening to my bullshit. I have. But you notice how I had to play that down a little bit?
We have a little something for you. Because we know this is the best of the best. Because you are the best of the best.
Thank you.
All the way from Paris.
Thank
you. This is my favorite champagne.
It is it? Oh, I love champagne.
I know, because as you told me, life is about pain or champagne. And here it is. Let's hear it for Mr. Darryl Marshak!
I had a workout. I mean, it was so much fun. And one more thing. The stuff I talked about today is really, it's like, well, I really need an agent, though. I really need a job. No. Incorporate these things in your daily stuff, and I promise you, I have to do it, and it's hard. And I'm older than all of you. It's hard, but do it, and it works. It really works.
Look at the enthusiasm that he has for this industry.
I love storytelling.
I know, but you also love show business, and what
but
you
that
do.
Is storytelling.
You love show business, and he loves the ups and the downs, and he loves all of it, and that's a true artist. And it's great to be around him. I just, you get infectious. You want to catch some of that. You want to get some of that. You want to rub some of that off. Can you stay and watch a few scenes?
Yes, I will.
Yes, he will.
I'm sweating like a. But you remember what I said?
All right.
10% inspiration, 90% perspiration.
He definitely has it. Until then, we take a 5-minute break. 5-minute break.